This is the newsroom.
Hello and welcome. This is the newsroom for Wednesday, September 10, 2025. We're broadcasting to you on E1, SKAR TV, NTN and Tarzee TV in Bartica. In the headlines, with 18 active road construction sites along the East Bank, the traffic chief urges commuters to have patience.
There will be delays, there will be congestion. Don't overtake and add to the burden.
Police destroy hundreds of millions in ganja. The Tourism Association welcomes the government's ambitious agenda for tourism. And in sport, Quentin Sampson out to learn and improve at Breakout CPL. With the news, I'm Neil Marks. We're glad you could join us. President Irfaan Ali met financial sector leaders on Wednesday to discuss modernizing Guyana's banking system and ensuring commercial banks keep pace with government-led digital transformation plans. The stakeholder group, which included the heads of commercial banks, the Bank of Guyana Governor Dr. Gobin Ganga and Private Sector Commission Chairman Gerald Gavaya Jr., is expected to present a report within 6 weeks outlining what the sector needs to support a digital economy. Dr. Ali has been speaking about initiatives aimed at addressing long-standing concerns faced by citizens while pushing the financial sector to adopt new technologies in line with the country's broader economic strategy. Those who travel along the East Bank Public Road are being urged to exercise patience as construction at 18 active sites is causing heavy congestion and lengthy delays. Traffic Chief Assistant Commissioner Mahendra Singh said on Wednesday. Singh said the ongoing works are contributing to slow-moving traffic, particularly during peak hours.
Construction along the East Bank, there are about 18 active construction sites on the East Bank Public Road. There will be delays, there will be congestion. Don't overtake and add to the burden. And then the only time the people want to see the police is when there's congestion. We're approaching the final quarter of the year. And the festivities that come with it, activities naturally inherent, are ones that attract larger crowds in the central shopping areas and so on. Prepare yourselves for those things, knowing full well that the volume of vehicles that is in our country or are in our country in use is above 400,000. So plan your journeys. Take time to recognize the amount of time you might have taken then. You might have to add some time now.
A team from the Guyana Police Force's Narcotics Branch conducted 2 successful drug eradication exercises on Tuesday in the Upper Berbice River region, destroying large quantities of cannabis with an estimated combined value of more than $700 million. Police headquarters said officers discovered a 5-acre plot along Wairuni Creek containing about 2,000 cannabis plants. A makeshift camp with living and kitchen areas was found a short distance away. The camp included drying areas holding around 580 pounds of dried cannabis. Altogether, the cannabis was valued approximately $237 million. Earlier, police said officers conducted another operation in the Wairuni savannas, where an 8-acre plot being prepared for cultivation was discovered. A nearby makeshift camp contained about 1,400 pounds of dried cannabis. The cannabis unearthed at this location carry an estimated value of $571 million. During the searches, a 12-gauge shotgun with 9 matching cartridges was recovered and submitted to the Force Ballistic Section. The camps and dried cannabis were destroyed by fire. The Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana THAG said on Wednesday it was looking forward to the government's ambitious plans to further boost the sector during President Irfaan Ali's second term. Dr. Ali, who secured re-election in the September 1st general and regional elections, has pledged to transform Guyana into a globally recognized sustainable tourism powerhouse. The government has identified niche strategies including medical tourism, spa and wellness retreats, agritourism and sports tourism as avenues for growth and diversification.
We are definitely looking forward to the minister. We're looking forward to the entire cabinet because we work with everyone. So it's not only the tourism minister, we work with infrastructure. And so we look forward for the appointment of the new cabinet. And we have congratulated the president on his re-election. And we look forward to all the excitement. And there's a lot of plans for this 5 years. We look forward for those plans materializing. It comes with challenge as well, and so we want to work with the government of the day to ensure that the challenges that we face, a lot of it is a result of development.
When the newsroom returns, speeding and inattentiveness are the leading causes of road deaths. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. The High Court has ordered social media personality Melissa Ann Atwell, also known as Melly Mel, to pay a total of $35 million in damages to Dr. Balwant Singh's hospital and its chief executive officer, Dr. Madhu Singh, after finding that a series of Facebook posts in June 2019 were defamatory. The court also ordered Atwell to remove the defamatory statements from her Facebook account and to pay prescribed costs of $3.1 million. Justice Fidel Corbin Lincoln, in a judgment delivered on September 3rd, ruled that the posts, 33 separate stories published over 5 days, imputed professional malpractice, medical negligence, and improper billing practices against the hospital and Dr. Singh. The court said the statements constituted a very serious form of libel, striking at the claimant's professional reputation. Dr. Singh, a gynecologist and obstetrician, testified that the publications left her subjected to ridicule and suspicion among peers, anonymous threats, online trolling, and emotional distress, although she continues to practice medicine. While no evidence of pecuniary loss or psychological trauma was produced, the court accepted that the allegations caused distress, hurt, and humiliation. The hospital was awarded $50 million in damages, while Dr. Singh was awarded $20 million. Both sums included aggravated damages. Justice Corbin Lincoln noted that Atwell failed to verify the truth of the claims before publishing and persisted with a defense of justification without evidence, which aggravated the damages. Facebook libel was appropriately described as libel without borders. Its use to circulate unverified defamatory allegations which cannot be proved must be met with appropriate consequences, the judge said. The attorneys who represented Balwant Singh's hospital were Mr. Robin Stovey, Mr. Stephen Fraser, and Mrs. Chantal Scott Lal. The attorneys who represented Melly Mel were Sanjeev Dattadin, Donovan Rangia, Anissa Chow, and Mohani Anganu for Melly Mel. For the year so far, there were 81 fatal accidents, which resulted in more than 81 deaths. Traffic Chief Assistant Commissioner Mahendra Singh said speeding and inattentiveness are the leading causes of these accidents.
81 persons have lost their lives after they were involved in accidents along the country's roadways for 2025 so far. The victims include women and children as young as a 2-year-old. They form part of a total of 1,049 road accidents of all types, including minor and damage accidents. Speeding remains the leading cause of these accidents, but Traffic Chief Mahendra Singh said investigation has found that inattentiveness has also surged.
If you look at the figures carefully, fatal accidents have increased this year as compared to last year around the same time. Last year around the same time, we would have had about 1,076. While speeding would be one of the major causes, and it's proven, inattentiveness has now increased almost 600% from last year. Where persons, and what I refer to as inattentiveness, you're on your cell phone and you just walk across the road in front of a moving motor vehicle, where you're pushing a cycle at the side of the road and you just turn whichever direction you wish to cross the road and you just proceed to cross the road. So again, you cross into the path of a moving vehicle. And in 80% of the accidents where that is the circumstance or the cause, the person would have died.
With more than 400,000 vehicles on the country's roadways, Singh warned that unless attitudes change, high accident and fatality rates will persist. He also urged drivers to practice defensive driving and show greater courtesy to vulnerable road users.
All ordinary accidents were accidents that could have been prevented. The most important thing that we do from our side with traffic education, the road using public continues in it's a similar way. Shouldn't self-awareness be one of the things to focus on? Shouldn't the know-how in terms of the use of the road be a consideration for the member of the public who utilizes the road? Everyone wants to get ahead at the expense of another.
The message is clear. Slow down, stay alert, and look out for each other. Reporting for the newsroom, Sharda Bacchus.
Guyana told the United Nations Security Council on Tuesday that United Nations peace operations must remain focused on protecting civilians and preventing conflicts, even as missions adapt to increasingly complex global threats. Speaking at a debate on the future of UN peace operations, Trishala Prasad, Guyana's Deputy Permanent Representative to the World Body, said peacekeeping had proven its worth in shortening conflicts, protecting civilians, and preventing spillover of crises.
I now give the floor to the representative of Guyana.
Thank you, Mr. President. And at the outset, I congratulate you and the Republic of Korea on the assumption of the presidency this month and commend Panama on a successful presidency in August. Mr. President, I thank you for convening today's open debate, providing an opportunity for the entire UN membership to engage on this important topic. Today's meeting comes at an opportune time as we reflect on the progress made since the adoption of the Pact for the Future and look ahead to the UN 80 initiative. I thank USGs Lacroix and DiCarlo, Ms. Jenna Russo, and Ambassador Zanesin for their comprehensive and informative briefs. Mr. President, having been a troop contributing country and witnessed firsthand the positive impact of UN peace operations, Guyana acknowledges the decades of success of UN peace operations in shortening conflicts, protecting civilians, and preventing spillover of crises. However, we must also take stock of the complex and multifaceted challenges that define today's security landscape and which sometimes transcend borders. The operating environment for the UN peace operations is itself often marred by asymmetric threats, mis- and disinformation, hostile national armed forces, organized crime, and the effects of climate change. Consequently, UN peace operations must be more adaptable and resilient than ever before. Moreover, agility and efficiency must never be achieved at the expense of core non-negotiable mandates: the protection of civilians, including children, the promotion of human rights, and the full implementation of the Women, Peace and Security agenda are not ancillary functions. They are the very essence of our collective efforts to build sustainable peace and must therefore be part of the core peacekeeping operations. These priorities are strategically and politically necessary for the mission's long-term success. We must therefore ensure that they are maintained across all types of missions, even those with smaller footprints. Mr. President, Guyana is of the firm belief that prevention is not only more humane, but also more cost-effective than intervention. As such, we must place greater emphasis on the pacific settlement of disputes, and UN peace operations must be adequately equipped to support conflict resolution efforts utilizing preventative diplomacy, mediation, and other dialogue-intensive efforts. The success of peace operations should be measured not just by their ability to manage conflict, but by their capacity to prevent it from erupting or escalating. Peacekeeping missions must be fully equipped and mandated to support and facilitate political processes. Furthermore, the integrity and performance of our missions are directly linked to their financial stability. It is imperative that we find a sustainable solution to the recurring liquidity crisis that threaten to impact mandates, operational priorities, and the safety and credibility of our peacekeepers. We cannot ask our uniformed and civilian personnel to risk their lives without providing them with the necessary resources and support. We therefore encourage all member states to be principled in their financial support to UN peace operations. As we engage in the ongoing review on the future of all forms of UN peace operations, Guyana stands ready to contribute constructively to the conversation. We believe in the primacy of politics, protection of civilians, cooperation with host countries, and other principles of action for peacekeeping and the Action for Peacekeeping Plus, which aim to make missions more effective, safer, and better equipped, and share the view that these can serve as steadfast guideposts. Let us work together to ensure that our peace operations are not only fit for current challenges, but are also robust agile, and well equipped to meet the crises of tomorrow. I thank you.
Tour operators in Guyana are fully booked, and wider sections of the economy are seeing benefits as Guyana hosts the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League. The head of the tourism body said on Wednesday. Mitra Ramkumar, president of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, said sports tourism was proving to be a major driver of growth. Ramkumar added that the CPL highlighted Guyana's growing ability to stage international sporting events, creating a ripple effect across the country.
It's an exciting time in terms of tag members directly. I can say to you also to Raime here, we have been having kite bookings that we can't handle. It drives consumer capacity, and what consumer capacity does, it benefits everyone, even the people that are not involved in tourism. And I can tell you, let's take the farmers for example. Let's take the market vendors. Let's take the supermarkets. All of these. Let's take the bars, the restaurants. All of these facilities benefit. The man in the street benefits. Whether he's selling craft, whether he's selling snacks, whether he's selling egg ball. All of these bring benefits.
The Ministry of Education on Wednesday joined the global community in observing World Suicide Prevention Day, pledging to step up counseling services and awareness campaigns in schools under the theme Changing the Narrative on Suicide, Start the Conversation. The ministry said 130 trained counselors are now deployed in 97 of the country's 117 secondary schools, offering confidential guidance and psychosocial support to students. The Sir Potter College of Education also provides permanent in-house counseling for trainee teachers. Officials said the focus is on protecting mental health, building supporting environments, and fostering resilience among young people. The ministry is working with parents, teachers, and community stakeholders to reduce stigma and promote help-seeking behavior. Training programs are being expanded to help educators and counselors identify early signs of distress. Counselors from the Student Support Unit and the wider school system are leading awareness sessions across secondary schools, highlighting resilience and letting students know that help is within reach. Hotlines are available for anyone in need of support. When the newsroom returns, the financial, weather, and bridge reports along with sport. I'm Neil Marks. Take care.
Welcome back to Newsroom. We're coming to you from the National Stadium at Providence, the venue for CPL matches. And of course, behind us is the BYD booth, and that's Build Your Dream, is the world's fastest growing electric vehicles. And of course, BYD Hakeem, the official car of the Caribbean Premier League. Hopefully, you'll get into one of these soon.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. The one that I personally like at this point in time isn't here. It's the Big Shark, a hybrid as well. So certainly BYD brand through GT Automotive certainly have a lot in store for you. And the tagline, BYD, Build Your Dreams, it is something that is very affectionate, are certainly affordable cars. And people got to keep in mind, as you love to say in Guyana, these cars come with a plastic on it, zero on the clock. You got to speak the layman term, zero on the clock. So certainly, if you buy one of these, it's literally brand new, brand new. You want to say as Guyanese. So certainly, if you're looking for a new vehicle, you're also conscious of the economy, as many persons are, the environment as well. Look, it's good on your pocket, it's good for the environment, and certainly very stylish vehicles. So certainly, BYD through GT Automotive is the place to check out these cars.
Yeah, of course, and you can find them on social media. Go to GT Automotive on Facebook and all their other social media platforms. You can also check Newsroom. There's lots of articles there on these vehicle Build Your Dreams, BYD. And of course, the Caribbean Premier League continues this evening. Guyana Amazon Warriors up against Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. And that is expected to be a very intense match, with the Falcons playing their final group game. They are on 9 points, and they're looking, of course, to get into double figures. They're currently in 3rd position. And the Warriors, they've played 7 games so far, and they're in 4th position. Of course, the battle continues for those top 4 positions.
Yeah, look, the Amazon Warriors are 1 point away, so not necessarily a win away. If the match rains out, then they just get 1 point. You're into at least 4th position. But given how competitive the two teams are currently atop the standings, Kings and TKR are, the Amazon Warriors want to ensure they're in the top 2, because it gives you 2 cracks of the cherry in terms of getting into the final. I would think, though, with the Amazon Warriors having 2 other matches after this one against the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons, should things don't go to their favor, and I have a gut feeling it won't tonight, and probably in all respect to the tournament, it does a good thing. It makes the tournament a bit more open, because it then allows Barbados Royals a loophole to probably get into the playoff spot as well. So certainly, from a tournament perspective, if the Amazon Warriors lose tonight, it makes those matches at the back end that comes. I believe the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons have played decent cricket, and just like the Amazon Warriors, they haven't found a consistent way to play throughout. Both sides have been indifferent. They've looked really competitive at some points in time, and the other time they've looked reflective of where they are in the standings in some regards. And so it's a clash with both sides, I believe, that are searching for a perfect formula as they head into the back end of the tournament.
Right, of course, this is the Warriors' 3rd home match. Of course, they won against TKR on Saturday, but lost to Patriots in that game on Sunday. A game that ideally they should have won based on the scores, and then a lot of due factor here in that 8 p.m. match. So they would want to reflect on that game and try to get things better for this one, and not leave too much at the back end for those weekend matches coming up.
Yeah, look, I think probably they're in a comfortable position, as you were talking a bit off camera. A 6-team competition, and with Patriots already out of the door, it's always kind of a mental ease that, you know, is an easier jostle to get into at least 4th.
Yeah.
But obviously, with the bigger picture, when Imran Tahir would have spoken, when they come home, they want to finish in the top 2 because of the benefits of being in the top 2. But mentally, they will know that with 2 matches remain, and one against the team that's in the bottom position, they would want to become confident that they can get into the top 4. So I think even if things don't go as well as they would want tonight, they know they can always come and probably get over Kings on Saturday, or if not, you know, that would be obviously a knockout match for both sides, because if the Amazon Warriors lose tonight, they lose the Kings, it comes down to a winner takes all between Royals on Sunday, and probably from a tournament perspective, that adds great intrigue. But the Amazon Warriors want to fix their opening slot. I believe it should be Moen and Ben McDormand at the top, and then Shea Tree, and then, you know, Hetty 4, and then you can able to mix and mingle in that regards. But if they decide on something, I believe the Amazon Warriors, from a batting perspective, need to stick with it. I believe too much chop and changing has been a result of the indifferent performances with the bat at the top. And for sure, I think with Moen going up, I think Hetty has a lot more to play on his hand. I'm not saying he can't come and look to be a bit aggressive, but you just got to mix aggression with a bit of smartness. Probably learn from Quentin. Quentin, as we know, loves to hit the ball far, but so far in CPL, he has mixed his aggression and he has batted smart.
But of course, after this game, the Warriors will take on St. Lucia Kings. No due factor in that one on Saturday because it's an 11 a.m. game. And from all indications, Hakeem, tickets have been going for that one. And we could expect a large crowd here on Saturday for that game. But you mentioned the opening position. That has been a concern for the Warriors this season. Ben McDermott has been the staple at the top. But they've had Moeen Ali, they've had Gurkesh Moti, Kimo Paul, Kevlin Anderson. And that has been the trend over the last couple of years. I think since the departure of Chandrapal Hemraj, who played for a couple of years at the top there, they have been chopping and changing, and that is something that needs to be fixed going forward.
Yeah, you see, it's a complex one. I tell you why. Because especially if you have Imran as your captain, so that's one. And then, so you're probably down to 3 others if you're looking at 4.
Right.
So you only get the 5,
players.
from the overseas perspective. So you only get the 5 if you're going to play the other
player.
Exactly. And so then if you go with 2 overseas options at the top of the order, that's then 3 already. You have fixed in your team. And, and then it's a limitation in its sense. And then you look around Guyana from a local standpoint, there aren't much options that stand out to you.
Opening bats.
Yeah, in that regards. And Kevlon, look, he did well in breakout league, but probably to put him to open at this level is probably a stretch too far for him, even though how good he is. So the options are limited from a Guyanese perspective because you're going to have to take someone who isn't generally suited to that role to put them into that role. And which has been seen happening with they pushing Chemo at one point in time, Anderson, even Gurkesh Moti as well, from a pinch hitting perspective. So maybe look around the region. And then the options as well are a bit limited. So again, it goes to that they're going to have to look overseas and probably pick 2 overseas players. And then if you're looking at Tahir as captain again, that's 3 already. And so it brings a bit an imbalanced perspective how you line up. But again, whenever they go to the draft, they have to make up these decisions. And look, I think Moeen Ali, to me, though, isn't a bad option as opening. Because he did it for England in the past, and he did it well. Obviously, he comes well with the ball as well. Because I believe if he comes at 5 and 4, he's a bit wasted there. Given if you have an informed Quentin, and you have Romario Shepherd, and you have Hetty, and you have these guys Dwayne as well, they bat deep. And so I think the Amazon Warriors have the luxury of having Moeen go up on the top. They can still anchor and allow Ben to just play a bit freely.
Yeah, and of course, the Warriors were looking for that opening bat. We saw Ben McDermott got some runs in the first couple of games, but he's tapered it off a bit in these matches here in Guyana, and of course to the back end of that away leg. So that's a position, as we said, they've got to fix going forward in this tournament, and probably in 2026 as well, because that's an expanded tournament, more matches with Jamaica Talo set to come on board. The revelation for the Guyana Amazon Warriors this season, though, has been a local guy. Quentin Sampson, we have seen him dominating local cricket, maybe not the hard ball as dominant as he would have liked, but different formats of cricket here in Guyana. And he's been given his opportunity. Hasn't faced many deliveries, but he's had an impact on the couple of matches that he's played so far. And he's certainly been talked about in local circles, and his name now is gone globally.
Yeah, Quentin, I think Quentin is realizing the opportunity. And speaking to Quentin a couple of times, I think he's learning that power is not everything.
Yeah.
Because he has the power. Probably we're talking about between him, Shepherd and Hetmai, who can probably hit the ball the furthest. He certainly is in that category. But I think he's understanding, and probably maybe in a different time, the West Indies team in general need to understand that as well. They're able to mix and construct an innings. And I think that is what he's been able to do this series. He's been able to pick the balls to hit. And thus far, he's looked the part. He hasn't probably played a big, huge innings, but those 20s and 30s have been crucial to getting the Amazon Warriors over the line. And it is, I guess, you pay the faith in selectors, and what many Guyanese who are wrongly, whether it be tape ball or softball, know he can do. He's showing them glimpses of it. It's now about him being consistent. Obviously, in this format of the game, it's hard to be consistent. He's going to have games where he doesn't come off well, but thus far, what he has showed persons that he's willing to learn, and I guess he's taken a lot of advice from the management and his senior guys, because in inter-county cricket, Quentin has fallen victim to what he isn't doing now. Come out, game set and match, and then he goes berserk and hits one in the air. Thus far, he's played much more mature cricket, and he looks a better player at this point in time.
Thank you very much for your thoughts here, Akeem Green. And we're coming to you from the BYD booth. That's a wrap on sport and the news for this evening, but we'll leave you with a clip. We'll hear from Quentin Sampson and His Excellency President Mohammed Irfan Ali talking about the potential of this young man.
Is it well enough? Yes, Sampson has flexed.
One of the things the coach always saying, is to be positive, although to be smart, choose the opponent, how to carry about, how to construct your innings. Yeah, basic stuff. Whilst during every practice matches, practice match at the ground, reach to the ground is basically, one thing about always going out, be positive, be smart, as I was saying, just play every ball on its merit,
Fish, I just saw Sampson going over the pitch there. I found this talent, and I'll tell you something about him. He's an excellent time off the ball, but what can destroy him is if he believes that his role is to come out and make a quick fire 25, and that's his role. This guy is not a finisher. This guy is a very structured batsman. He has great shot selection, great timing, and he has the ability to hit the ball very hard. So I hope that, in developing this talent, that he does not get into that zone where he believes that he is a finisher coming in and getting 20-25 runs, because that will be diminishing his ability.
For that people have a high expectation about you, just like the person that like His Excellency, talking about you is a special feeling,
And how you handling those expectations? Now, Quentin, it's like every time you walk out the bat, Guyanese are expecting you to deliver. It won't happen, obviously, but how are you handling, those expectations on your shoulders?
Yeah, for me, it's like a different challenge, like every time you go out on the field, a lot of people have high expectations about you, It's just to be stay focused, don't let anything get to your head, just go out and just be yourself.
So I know this Kimo, there's Shamar, a lot of other guys, but what's your message to guys who come from, far places? I guess they don't give up on their dream, and probably it could be just a few one day.
Yeah, indeed, You just take a look at Shamar, Kimo. We all come out from the similar place, That's just to show that anybody from anywhere could just come out and just make a name for themselves, Just believe in your ability and just work towards whatever you want.